everyone. My name is Letícia Montenegro. I am Operations Manager at Passarini Group, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I'd like to start by thanking Passarini Group and also Informa Markets for making this event possible. Joining me with this webinar will be my colleague Felipe, responsible for commercial team at Passarini Group, my colleague Tami, responsible for import department, and also Juliana from Informa Market, who will start this webinar. Juliana, welcome, and I thank you for your participation. Please feel free.
Hello, Letícia. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliana. As Letícia told, I'm the head of the healthcare portfolio at Informa Markets. I also have here today with me my international sales team, Ludmila.reis and Mayra Tomé. And what I want to say is that, as you may know, Hospitalar is the most important event in the healthcare and hospital management sector in Latin America. Our next edition next year will take place from May 25th to 23rd in São Paulo. We are preparing like an amazing event as every year we are having. And we are expecting more than 80,000 healthcare professionals for 18 countries and over 1,200 exhibitor brands from 27 countries. So I want to thank you, Passarini, for this initiative and say that this is essential for our international companies to understand the importance of the temporary importation process while respecting the requirements of Anvisa. So I really invite you to understand all the process, to answer your questions, so you have a wonderful event and take part of Hospitalar with us. So I'll hand the floor over Letícia. What I would like also to emphasize is that we are available throughout this webinar to address any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. So let's share my presentation. Okay. So when we talk about medical devices entering Brazil, it's important to remember that they must be duly registered with Anvisa. Only after Anvisa approval, you can start selling your products here in Brazilian market. However, we know that this cost of import is very high, and we are taxes and fees. That's why today we are going to talk about temporary importation. This is a modality. Just a second. Okay. What is temporary admission? This is a modality allow us to bring products, healthy products, to Brazil for specific activities such as tests, trials, demonstration at events, and fairs. In this way, you can reduce your costs, exhibit your product at a hospital fair, for example, and make a great visibility for your business. It's important to mention that federal revenue gives us 6 months to maintain this product in Brazil. This period can be extended for another 6 months when you justify and request the await approval for the revenue for the Federal Revenue Service. Once in the country, if your your products cannot be donated, given a gift or a samples, or be sold. Okay, they must be exclusive for the proposed activity, which in this case is a demonstration at hospital fair. It's also important to mention that the products must be exported to the country of origin or be destroyed by accredited companies within the deadline established by Federal Revenue Services. Now, my colleague Tami will talking a bit more about how to bring the goods.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here with you. My name is Tammy and I'm a part of the import team here at Passarini Group. To start, I will answer a question we often get. Can I carry my products as my personal luggage? The answer is no. Medical devices and health products must be imported into Brazil through formal importation procedures. Please pay attention to these, as not following the correct process could cause problems down the line. Now, let me give you a brief overview of the temporary admission process. Don't worry, we will go over each step in more details in the upcoming slides. First, we have the quotation phase, which happens when the manufacturer contacts us by mail. Then comes the shipping documentation, and I'll explain that in more detail shortly. After that, when it comes to pickup and shipment from the manufacturer's country to Brazil, we always use the X works Incoterm for both importation and re-exportation. At this point, our freight forward will get in touch with you to arrange the cargo collection. Once the goods are shipped, we go through customs clearance when they arrive in Brazil. And during this stage, a customs officer will inspect the cargo, and it can only be released from the customs facility after the inspection is completed. After that, the products will be delivered to your stand at the fair. And it's important to know that this whole process usually takes around 30 to 45 working days. So it's really important to keep an eye on those dates, because our latest deadline to starting temporary admission is March 20 next year. It's really important to respect this deadline to avoid delays. After all of this, the goods will be returned to us and we will start the exportation process to send them back to the country of origin. Now, regarding the documentation that is needed, is the commercial invoice and the packing list with the description of each product, the net and gross weight, and the total number of boxes. These details are crucial and mandatory. We also need the manufacturer to send us the import contract, which we will send you as a draft once you get your email. Additionally, we will need the contract with the hospital fair and, if applicable, the sterilization certificate. One last important point, please make sure to send us photos of the products along with their batch or serial numbers and the HS code or NCM. These details are really important for the process. That's all from me for now. My colleague Felipe will continue with the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Philip. I'm commercial supervisor at Passarini Group, and I will continue this presentation in order to make clarify the importation, temporary importation, according to the rules of Anvisa. Okay. So by now we have. I will explain a little bit about the import procedures. Okay. The first point, obviously, it will be receive our quotation in order to continue the process. So our freight forward will contact the manufacturer in order to collect the goods. Okay. So the second step will be those goods needs to be packed, okay? And after that, we need our custom agent will request such approval from Anvisa, okay? It's necessary such authorization of Anvisa in order to continue the process of temporary importation, okay? Once we get that approval, we really can start the custom clearance to release and pick up the products to the airport. This kind of temporary importation, it's usual by flight, okay, because it's very quick way to get your products to that goals, okay. And once we deliver the imported products to we receive this merchandise in Brazil, we will deliver in the booth of the respective fair that you will participate. In this case, we are talking about the hospitalar fair. So once we receive, we will, Passarini will deliver that goods for you in order to exhibit during the event, okay? So besides those steps, previous steps, we have the important notice, okay? So as Leticia told you during the presentation, you cannot sold any product that you are exhibiting by temporary importation. It is not allowed. So you cannot sold, donated, or given as sample and gifts. That's an important point, because once you have this authorization of Anvisa, you need to comply with the rules of that. So the temporary importation is just with the goals of exhibition, not anymore, okay? So Anvisa may, it's not mandatory, but Anvisa may inspect your booth during the event. So they will request if you have the import documentation, okay, for that. So this is our responsibility as the company that will support you during the process. So we will provide the import documentation for you in order to guarantee that you are complying. So if Anvisa visits your, make a visit in your booth during the event, you can prove that you are you have such authorization for such exhibition, okay? And on the last day, can you return? Perfect. On the last day of the hospitalar fair, we will actually the exhibitor, the company, must package all the goods again in order to deliver to the origin country. So Passarini will receive those goods and export again to the origin country. So it's very important that this last step occurs, because Anvisa will not accept it. You don't return or destroy such goods with the authorized temporary importation. So it's that. In order to finalize the temporary import, just a second. Okay. As I was explaining, you need to return those goods or destroy it, but you cannot destroy by yourself. It's necessary companies accredited by the Federal Renewal Service, okay, or return according to the rules. So Passarini can deliver those goods complying with the rules, okay. And if the period stipulated by the Federal Renewal Service is set, as was explained during the presentation, it will be applicable fine. So, and also the action to terminate the import. So considering destroy the actions available as return the merchandise or destroy that. Okay, that's it. So from now, we would like to thank you everyone for coming here and hear a little bit about the temporary importation. Okay, we will be available for any doubt that could increase after this this presentation. And now we have some questions that we received during this week about doubts about the temporary importation. And I will start with one I received right here. So can I see the first one? Just a second. Right here. So the first one that we have is, do I need to register my products with Anvisa? If you're interested in this, just exhibit during the fair as the hospitalar fair, it's not required, but such authorization as we explained it will be mandatory. But it's important to understand previously any process of temporary importation, if it's what is the steps required for the registration, definitive registration of your products in Brazil, because probably during the hospitalar fair, as example, you will have some connections of business and maybe some distributors interested in your products. So once you finish your participation in the exhibition, probably you will have some important business to do. So if you don't have the definitive registration, you cannot proceed with that. So it's important to know what is the steps involved in codes and deadlines. So maybe after the temporary importation exhibition, you can proceed with the definitive registration and make business and get improve your sales in Brazil. That's the goals. Okay.
Another important question we got is, can I bring in health products with the ATA carnet? Unfortunately, the ATA carnet ended in 2021, and today only formal imports are possible. The next question is, I brought my products in my luggage and the inspection at the airport took them from me. What can I do? Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. The products were not properly imported and the cargo will be retained.
The last one is, will Anvisa inspect my stand at the hospitalar fair? Maybe. We already had inspection during hospitalar fair. And if you don't have the documentation, or if you don't have the process, the holy process of import process, Anvisa can close your stand and confiscate your products. I believe you have no more questions.
Just let me make some comments also.
Sure.
Hospitalar is working really close to Anvisa to make all the process quickly and easily. This is not so hard as it looks like, so don't be ashamed and come to Brazil. Use Passarini and our partners to be here. The last 3 years, we didn't have any problems with inspections on our booth. Our exhibitors are really ready to that. So this is the process, step by step. But when you start it, you see that it's easily than it looks like. Okay, so everything you need also from our part, from my team, Ludmila, Mayra, and me, we are here to support you to have the best time in Brazil and have a really good business here also. Thank you, guys. This is all for me.
Okay. I would like info and emails and contacts on my screen. So if you have questions or if you need to start your import process, you can contact us. And behalf on Passarini and also Informa Markets, I thank you once again and see you at Hospitalar Fair next year.
Next year.
See you there. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.